With its head cut. Hello there, stars. Tiv here, and I felt like using the Teletran 4 model, and also I just figured I might as well have some fun with Zelda. I also wanted to ramble about Transformers if anyone in the audience has questions about my thoughts on recent stuff and toys. Like, I'll also answer other questions, like generalized, just answer question, I think. My Switch controller's actually got some major drift in the thumbstick. My Pro controller. Which is kind of annoying. But, you know. It is what it is. I've got all the footage and everything for Galactic Man made up and everything. I really enjoy the toy. So I want to get that review out soon. But it's one of those things where I'm really enjoying the toy, but I'm having a hard time putting into words as to why I enjoy the toy. I'm still decently excited about Star Nemesis Prime. I recently saw a rumor that the next collab figure's probably going to be a Gem and the Holograms crossover, which I guess that's cool for Gem fans and all. I'm still really pissy and angry at Hasbro in general recently, if I'm honest. But part of me is wondering, if outright boycotting, like I have been, is still the answer, because it's been months since they announced they were going to be doing Harry Potter stuff, and the only Harry Potter merch I've seen them actually get out there and release is a Care Bear. So, like, maybe they're backing down, but heavens knows, knowing my luck, the minute I back down from boycotting them is the minute that they will fucking announce a Harry Potter Transformers crossover figure, and I'll be like, well, fuck. Guess I'm boycotting again. Or not even that. So, yeah, I'm not going to stop until I'm sure they're done with Harry Potter. I haven't really been able to get that many other people on board with the boycott of Hasbro, but you know, it is what it is, as they say. Even if I can't get a real force behind it, I still have to stick by my morals. Oh yeah, the Sentinel Prime thing! The fact they're charging $80, $60 for a Voyager just because it comes with a display stand for the Prime's accessories. I actually really like how the Sentinel looks. I am furious that they're saying that adding a stand for the Prime's accessories doubles the price of what a Voyager normally would be. And so I'm not buying that either, obviously. I might still look into some Takara stuff. Wild King is looking hella rad. Yeah, that's like twice what Voyagers are supposed to go for! I'm still really interested in at some point checking out Metal Card Bot, but I just can't afford them at the moment. I know with Cardbot, at least part of it is import bullshit sucking. Because of, oh my, look at the orange idiot in office charging everyone. I keep forgetting there's a way to eat food. No, that is not what I was trying to do. I've been debating on doing a series of shorts where I watch every episode of The Big O and talk about them episode by episode. But I'm not quite sure yet. Honestly, I might have to expand it out into a full podcast, really. But one of the reasons why I was just thinking about randomly talking about robots today is, like, I was just in general sort of thinking about the fact that I kind of miss the days before we had the collector specific oriented toy lines. Because it felt like all of the effort went into the toys that had play patterns and gimmicks and everything. The good quality plastic went to those things and everything. And if there was posability, you'd get it with gimmicks. But now, the posability is the gimmick for collector lines. And it feels like half the time for the kids' lines that tie into the show, they really phone it in. And it really sucks to see, you know? I need to find my copy of Breath of the Wild, because honestly, I'm missing that. I'm missing Breath of the Wild a lot lately. I have been meaning to sleep. I know, but I feel like you could get that and still incorporate gimmicks with a lot of them. At the very least, mini-cons. Like, I think certain toys, like Armada Optimus Prime and Jetfire coming up, those are fucking beautiful and perfect. Because they do have play patterns and gimmickry to them. You get the base mode, the super mode play pattern, and all of those siege ports and everything. Honestly, I feel like the earlier Earthrise and the first half of Legacy had me a little more than Age of the Primes does. Because we had more toy gimmicks and the like. Sort of like the Evo Fusion / combat system. AKA basically being covered in 5mm ports. And all of the weaponizers and the like. Meanwhile, other than Amalgamus, most of the weaponizers this line feel kind of like afterthoughts. Oh, here's the thing! I feel like they could do cheap mini-cons, even... I would be okay with super cheap mini-cons packed in with, like, the characters they originally came with. Like Armada Starscream and Hotshot, etc. I think they could fit that into the budget, I really do. And then there's cases like... And then there are cases like, Titan class Cybertron Metroplex. You 100% could have been able to do a drill bit in there. I know the designers have outright said that they quote-unquote ran out of budget. But I look at everything about the Titan class Cybertron Metroplex and my brain just goes, how? How did you run out of budget on this? It barely has an alt mode. Which is admittedly something that has in common with the original Cybertron Metroplex. It's just, Cybertron Metroplex isn't really a very compelling or complex design. Like, even amongst Cybertron fans, I don't know who the fuck was asking for Metroplex. Now, I can tell you something people were asking for. They were asking for a redo of War for Cybertron, the game Metroplex. I know me saying that makes me sound like way more of a G1er than I usually sound. But y'all know me. I'm a big fan of the Unicron trilogy. I'm a big fan of the Nobodies. Even I do not give a single fuck about Cybertron Metroplex. That Plex has no style! That Plex has no grace! That Plex has a funny face! And yeah, I am bummed out about how core class went, but I think the big reason why core class failed so hard is Hasbro really didn't know what it wanted it to be. Did they want it to be legend scale figures of the existing cast members like they did with Soundwave and Optimus and Starscream? Or is what they wanted to do small scale figures that fit in with the scale of the rest of the line? Like with the Fossilizer core classes, Freezer, Frenzy, etc. Because we got both with that class. I feel like it at least caused a little bit of market confusion. They kinda do, don't they? And like, I don't know if you saw my short on YouTube from a few streams ago, or even if you were there, but Chris Cox is still actively trying to turn Hasbro into a gaming company, or so he says, but he's really not doing a good job of that. I really like the core class rat trap we got out of Kingdom, though. And I've enjoyed all the small scale cassettes, too. I feel like small scale figures like that would do better if Hasbro was actively marketing compatibility and play patterns with the main full-size figures. And in some cases, those play patterns and the like are there. Like with the modulators and the pace modes. That's where you want to put your Micromasters and core class figures and the like. But Hasbro just doesn't advertise this. Like, there's a brief picture on some boxes of a Micromaster being on top of somebody's base mode, but like, with such little text, how is a kid going to realize, oh, this thing can do that? That's cool! I just really don't think Hasbro's that great at advertising their toys' features anymore. And, like, don't get me started with how they ended up trading Power Rangers at the end. I care a lot about Power Rangers. And that estate sale and the like, it hurts so much to fucking see. I don't blame the designers of the toys or anything, though. I blame solely Hasbro corporate. The designers and a lot of the marketing team really seem to want to put the love and passion into these toys that they deserve. But the rest of the company doesn't give a fuck. Where the fuck did he go? He just despawned in front of me. That's kind of terrifying. Like, oh my god. Whoa. Hello there. You know, I've been seeing clips from that Project Hail Mary movie, so now I feel kind of bad killing these little guys. Oh, it's a Blurpee. I've been getting a little bit into Zoids again lately, too. Which is cool. Metal animals are always super cool. A tiny part of me feels like maybe I should stop doing polls to decide on which of my toy reviews I end up doing first, because half the time, the votes end up going in a slightly different direction than I was wanting them to, and I end up disappointing myself and being unable to start the review that the people wanted. Some of the newer Zoids things have been crossover toys from Takara and the Synergex line. There hasn't been a show in a while. I think the most recent Zoids thing was a game. There was, like, in 2018, I want to say, there was a sequel to the Zoids Wild show. Admittedly, I only know half of this because of a cute twink I ended up meeting on Blue Sky. He's throwing his fucking rib cage at me. What the fuck? God damn it! He got his eye back in! Okay, I took his arm off! Woo! What happens if I put you on on the arrow? Okay, not much, evidently. Ah! No, 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 no! Woo! I just realized the bones on that head were moving still. Oh, I don't like that. The bones on that stick were still moving. Bones in the sky keep on moving. I don't know if I'll be... What? Tomorrow, wheel sky keeps on turning. Okay, these blown up sections of wall make me think I've been here before, but the blurpy makes me think that I didn't take out the bubble frog. How did I miss him? How did you wander in there by accident? You fall all down like 50 pits and there's a huge ass army beforehand. Did you win? My bow broke, I forgot. Okay, this seems to be the cave that the bubble frog was in. Which means I must have taken it out. So then why is the blurpy still outside? Did I rise through that stalactite? Shape is very funny. actually, here's a question for chat. If y'all were going to do a Zelda crossover Transformer, what would you do with that? Because, like, I'm torn between Fi as a weapon master. Oh, hello, horse. Sorry, horse. Guardians as Link. I guess if it was Link himself, though, I think I'd prefer him to transform from, like, the Master Cycle Zero. A character, vehicle, or animal. I think one big option I would possibly go for with a crossover Transformer figure would be like Epona. Just give her a robot mode. Because Epona is like universal throughout the franchise. Except for like Skyward Sword, but that's because Epona's ancestor is a bird. I wonder if horses actually did evolve from birds in Zelda. Like, it's hard to think of the circumstances that would cause an avian to slowly develop into, well, an equid. But it's not technically impossible. Yes, murder each other for my amusement! Oh, okay. You know, a tiny part of me does kind of wonder. How long would it take that archer up there to actually kill his friends? I don't know, I'm sorry. There's something about the open world Zelda games that brings out the sadist in me. Ooh. A Titan that turns into humanoid wild boar? That sounds really interesting. and has a robot mode that's much more humanoid. Ganon and Ganondorf represented in one robot. I like that idea a lot, actually. But we've seen how Hasbro approaches these things, actually, though, haven't we? With the Sonic collab figures. Despite the fact it would have made all the sense in the world to just make a toy version of the rocket medal that appeared in the Sonic the Fighters intro, they were just like, nah, we gotta do Sonic and Tails. And the Tails looks okay. I might pick that up and put on a new head at some point. But the Sonic as the Speed Star from the racing games is just... oh my god, it's kind of tragic. And we've got a bot. Time to murder the bot. I wonder which of those two will die first, the guy up there or the guy down there? Alright, let's get a little closer. So we can see their healths, at least. Can the little Boko beat the big silver man? He's so close to doing it! He did it! Now time for his prize! forget, what was that song that just randomly at the end ends with someone saying zigga zig za? It was like an early 2000s thing. Like, what is a zigga zig God, I hope I'm not saying a slur by accident. Alright, we've got like 5 minutes before I'm gonna hang in the towel. Or like maybe 15 at the most. Any last questions you want to ask me about robots tonight, folks? Or I guess about me. Ah, yes, that's what I was thinking. I don't listen to it very often, but that lyric is just embedded in my brain pan and it won't get out. Please help. I'm told that's not normal. To have lyrics just inscribed onto your brain. Okay, we need something explosive to get that shit off of them. Or just a stall Nox horn, that could work too. Man, I killed my own horse by accident. able to get into the whole girly pop thing, honestly. So I guess Spice Girls really wasn't ever for me. Huh. This seems to be a spot I haven't found yet. I wasn't sure there were any left. Ooh, what are you? Oh. That's cool, I guess. I wonder what we should actually do to finish this out. For you to enjoy music, you tend to need instrumental stuff. That's fair. You know what? A pair of indie bands that I still really love. One of them isn't really saying much because everybody loves the Proto Men, but also the Megas. The Megas are great. That actually seems like a pretty good wrap-up point, I suppose, and the stream title did say only an hour. Also, I disappeared for like 5 minutes at the start of the stream, before when I was running the start stream animation, etc., etc. So, what should I do to feel like I'm actually giving the full hour's worth of stream? Yeah, I think I'm just gonna pass you on to somebody else. Let's see here. If Twitch will cooperate anyway. Oh, hey, Razor's live. Chaos King and Helen, why don't you give my friend Razor an a woo when you get in there?